Previously on MaudeWorld.
You are now on this new form of transportation, something that none of you have ever been on before. It's hot and it's quite cramped. It ain't comfortable, but it gets us there a damn sight quicker than the road would. Vela, you are really struggling. We do have something to pick up first. I did plan for this. There's a guy I know here. He's an old gnomish fella. You emerge out into Andukhold, and you see several large carts coming through. Do be careful with that. Do be careful. Do not drop things. These are very valuable. Ah, Berden. You are on a job, are you not? Yeah, Girrion. I am on a job, as a matter of fact.
You had a deal with our friend Berden here, did you not?
I'm sorry, I really don't. And Berden kind of just holds up and goes, look, just show me what you have got, alright? And he starts leading the way down the stairs to view whatever may be down there. You make your way downstairs, down beneath this very messy house, down into the darkness. You go down a few flights, sort of moving at right angles. Yeah.
Is it lit?
Yes, it is.
What's the name of this guy's again?
Billy.
Billy.
Yes.
Is Billy's downstairs as messy as his upstairs?
So,
Grow up.
pot, kettle, black, Wells King.
Like, oh, Rob, and then immediately burst out laughing.
Couldn't pretend that wasn't what I was going.
So
it is messy downstairs.
So he leads the way downstairs, and you're actually quite surprised because the downstairs is very different to the upstairs. It opens out into a very wide open space.
Which is fine.
Yes, which is perfectly fine. One of these days, I'm going to go 5 minutes where there is no innuendo whatsoever.
Good luck.
Yeah, you'll be alone.
I'm always alone in that regard. So the space opens up, and you can see it is lit. It stretches on for a good couple of hundred feet at least. You can hear various noises coming from the various sort of areas around you. Yes.
His house?
Yes.
Was it like on its own, or was it in the part of? Kind of trying to remember the.
It was kind of on its own in the sort of in the wall of the sort of open.
Yeah. So it's not like this is stretching out underneath other houses or anything like that. It seems to be kind of independent.
You would guess so.
Cool.
Yes, it stretches out, and looking around, you can see you're sort of standing at the bottom of these stairs on a kind of central walkway, and there are several sets of stairs cut into this walkway leading down to various other areas to the left and right of you. These various areas, you can see they are, as you sort of walk along as Billy leads the way and you're all walking along, you can see different sorts of areas. There are some that are covered in netting. There are some open areas. There are some areas with lots of sort of platforms and the like. You would guess that these are all sort of various habitats of one sort or another.
Are they physically separated from each other? Like, is there like Are they like cages? Are they enclosed in some way, or is this just like a huge room with bits?
They're separated. All of these areas seems to have been carved out of the stone. So it's kind of like almost like a whole bunch of different enclosures essentially. And you walk for a minute or so along, and
They're closed at the front, or they sort of open at the front.
they're kind of they're all sort of when you say the front.
As in, I was imagining they're all like little nooks cut out of the wall with different habitats in them. And is whatever is in there liable to get out? Is what I'm going for.
You would guess not. They're less sort of nooks in the wall and more nooks in the floor.
Okay. So we're above.
Yes.
And the stairs leading down
Yes.
into them. I presume they stop before a gate or a grill or something?
Yes.
So we're kind of walking along the top bit of like an ice cube tray.
Basically, yes. No, that's actually a very good way to put it. Yes.
Nice. Okay. Good.
Great.
Yeah.
Visual imagery.
Indeed. Theatre of the mind.
Real rich fantasy language.
Yeah.
No, it works. No, that's a good way to put it. So yes, he leads you along, and eventually he draws you to a stop, and you can see up ahead of you two dwarven gentlemen dressed in leathers and with weapons at their side.
Eskimo hoods. Never mind.
I was more imagining the dwarves with leather and weapons down in his basement.
A different kind of leathers.
Different kind of basement.
You people disgust me.
You're the one who made
Don't
the
charge.
So it's
No wonders that guy was there.
I hate you all so much.
I like it.
So I hate it. So yes, and you come up, and Billy turns around and goes, well, I do have Berden, I do have some basilisks left, and Berden just sort of looks over the edge into sort of over into one of the enclosures and just sighs and goes, how many? Two? Two, yes, two. No spiders, no anything else. No, worms, no, just, I gave away most of my... Fine. Shana, you got stuff for basilisks? Yes, 1 second. And she starts looking through some of her stuff. And starts rummaging through and brings out several small little files, and then turns to you all, and then takes on a very sort of a demeanor that you've not seen from her before. And she goes, right, okay, you want to take, and she gives you each one of these small little files, and that's a poison that I've specifically designed to counteract basilisks. What you want to do is that it's not going to last very long, so you want to put that on your weapons or on your pieces of ammunition. Should be enough for about 3. And if you interact with use those on the basilisks, that should be enough to put them into a sleep, and then we can then get them out and proceed from there.
What?
Why would you want to put him to sleep? Just let us slip a blade right between their eyes.
No, we're supposed to bring him
We're
back.
transporting him to bring him back.
I was going to say,
You
that's the whole
you
point.
don't mess around with basilisks. It's not a game.
You're
No, they're for the games. That's the point. The Cloudburst games.
Yes.
We're-
What?
I know what they're for, but this is stupid.
We are getting paid.
Let the blood be on your hands.
This isn't my first rodeo. Shana looks at you, or sort of not at you, but slightly past you, Vela. And she's like, "What's wrong?"
I don't want to hurt them. And I'm just going to throw the vial back at her.
And it shatters on the floor. And Berden looks at you and goes, "You don't want... What do you think we were coming here for?"
Well, if they're coming back with us, I will talk to them. And ask them to come back.
Talk to them.
Yeah.
But you can't look at them.
Oh, I know. Herb told me not to.
So you won't know where they are, and then if you go in there with your eyes closed, they'll just eat you.
She can talk to them from here.
Fine. If it'll make you feel any better, be my guest.
Okay. I cast Speak with Animals.
Okay.
To make a change.
Make,
right?
so you can't speak with animals. Make a perception check, please. What?
Oh, yeah.
So
I
you
forgot
look.
where they are from.
You indeed. So you look down into this enclosure, and you see it's covered with netting, and there is a. There are sort of steps cut into the stone, and then there is a down on your right, and there is a door, an iron door, an iron grate. Sorry, I should say. Bars of a door blocking the entrance. But you can still get a pretty good view from up here. You can see the enclosure is pretty large. It's about somewhere between 40 and 50 feet square, you would guess. And you can see every 5 feet or so there are large stone pillars that are pushing up and sort of come up to meet the netting.
Okay.
So if you wish to look for the basilisks, make a perception check, please.
Yes. I wish to not look in the eyes if I can help that, but... What am I doing? Perception. 18.
18. So, you spend a minute or so looking, sort of being
For a minute.
Sorry?
She's staring into this for a minute.
We'll get to that. So, like, you're looking around, and at the same time, on the one hand, you're trying to be very careful, looking where it is, but on the other hand, you're also very aware of Herb's warning in the back of your mind, and you look around, and you do spot some movement. It's not particularly fast, but you do spot some sort of movement in there. But you do not make out any particular forms specifically.
But I know there's 2 in there, right?
You're yeah.
That's what not Gary, Billy said.
You-
Gary.
Good one, Gary. You would guess, but
Okay.
you're not sure.
Hello, Basilisks. My name's Vela.
There we go.
Enemies of the air everywhere.
About 10 minutes. Was wondering how long that would take. No response.
Rude.
We've come to take you on an adventure.
No response.
I said, we've come to take you on an adventure! Do you want to come with us? Please.
No
Do you have a
response.
concept of please?
Do I know what basilisks eat?
Make a nature check, please, Herb.
If this has been going on for over a minute,
14.
I'm definitely staring into the cage as well.
Okay, 14.
Because I would have been sat there going, don't look, I'm bored now.
Drake, make a perception check. Herb, you would know that they eat most any sort of beasts that they can come across. Things, even sometimes things as large as deer. That's rare. It's more sort of smaller mammals, cats, fox. Imagine sort of fox-sized animals, but they are also capable of just eating rock.
Oh, shit.
That's your vegetarian basilisk.
Vegan.
Great. What did you get? 11. Nope.
Cool. I
Um,
am obviously mindful that I don't want to meet the gays, but at the same time,
Yeah. So I would also point out that the four of you, as far as you're concerned, Vela has been speaking common.
And before, when she's spoken to animals, she's kind of spoken animal as well.
Yeah.
Beep, beep.
You know, we understood that, right?
What?
My snake is getting very good.
No, I don't. I think. Look, we don't want to hear about that.
It all still works, boy.
Well, that's comforting. I've got the same genes. But anyway. No, normally when you speak to things, you sound like the things, but now you sound like you.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they're not listening to me anyway, so
Burden.
I guess we go in there and stab them. I
Do you have
suppose.
to be able to see them to be able to speak to them?
Or at least know what they sound like. I don't know. We're just gonna put them to sleep anyway. That's the whole point of this thing. We're not gonna kill them or anything.
Just asleep.
Yeah, just put them to sleep, like a nap.
Okay. I'm not going to do it though.
Just put it on the end of your sword. There we go.
Sleep now, no more
No.
dreams.
Burden you see has pocketed one of his own files and is prepping his crossbow. Looks at everyone and is like, right, we done?
Yeah, I'll put it on 3 hours.
Put it on my fists.
You put it on your fist.
My stuff.
Okay.
Oh, that has to go internally.
Burden says,
Put it
right.
in my butt. Put it in my butt.
Was that war cry?
Burden's like, right, follow me. He looks at Billy, who hands him over a key. He leads down and goes to the bottom of the stairs, looks at the... How many of you are going down? Vela, are you joining them?
No.
Okay.
I'm definitely going.
Herb's hesitating. I said to Billy, "Why do you keep these? What do you got these for?"
Well, it's profitable. Despite appearances, I do know what I'm doing. I've been breeding these creatures for many, many years.
And you sell them to who?
I sell them to people I trust, competent buyers. I've had a relationship with Berden here for quite a few years.
Alright. Herb goes down.
So, okay. Berden just turns to you all and goes, right. Now, just to be clear, just to be safe, you know what Basilisks can do. I think that given what we've got, he says, holding up files, he said, this is a good batch. Shauna's made this stuff for me before. Works well. I advise, don't take risks. We can unpetrify if you need be, but obviously we'd rather not to. That's tricky and expensive, but we can. But don't take risks.
Question. How much of this stuff do we need to put in? Like, will 1 arrow do it? Because I can guarantee 2 shots.
Put it this way, they're still tough beasts. It'll take quite a bit for them to go down, but that poison should help.
Alright.
Okay. Good luck. Keep your eyes, well, open, but you know what I mean.
Not too open.
As you said that, I'm just like, now I can't see very well around that.
Squint a little.
We'll just wink
Welcome to
really
my world.
awkwardly.
Okay, so, Berden.
Do you wear glasses?
No, I don't think so. Just
No, I don't.
squints at stuff.
You don't.
Told you.
Who said that?
Bars open up. Key.
I
Pause.
cast guidance on Drake.
Okay. Alright. Approach from 2 sides. They can't look in 2 directions at once. I'll go left. So
right.
I'll go left as well.
Esther. Esther Herb. So to describe what you see, it opens out, and you see immediately in front of you one of these large stone pillars, and you look to the left and right, and you can see you're about sort of in the middle of this. You're sort of the middle of the bottom edge of this square, so to speak.
Is it possible to keep eyes on both sets of our party members?
Potentially, but this place is very maze-like in that it's all sort of, from what you saw from above, the pillars are all set in a set pattern,
Okay.
but you either sort of look down your row or your column, so to speak.
Okay.
Deliberately, obfuscated sightlines.
Cool. As we move forward, I'm going to try and keep my eyes down, but like sweeping around. I want to try and keep eyes on all of your like ankles.
Okay.
So you're going left or right? Or are you staying on
I'm
the back?
going with Drake's going.
Okay. So it's
So we're right, you're left. You're above.
so it's currently Herb and Drake on the right, Berden, Damerus on the left. Esther, which?
I'll go with Berden and Damerus.
Damn.
Okay.
How big is the space down there?
It's about 40, 50 foot square.
Okay.
You're not sure exactly, but roughly that sort of space.
Okay.
Okay. So, you're separate ways down the two areas. Can I have you all make perception checks, please?
Shit. 21.
Ooh.
I don't need my glasses.
11.
13.
9.
9. Okay. So, Herb, the second you the second you step into this area and the door, the second you step into this area and the door shuts behind you, you just have a very somehow familiar sensation of fear and caution. Again, you don't know where this comes from, but you are suddenly almost paranoid, and you just
Fucking hate snakes.
why do you have to be basilisks? And you're sort of keeping your eyes down and your ears out, again, just out of some sort of instinct. And you hear down one of the areas to your right,
Where I've gone.
and you can hear then very heavy footsteps moving in your direction.
Wait, whose feet are they? The bastards don't have feet, do they?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
they?
yeah, they're snakes with legs.
Oh shit.
Yeah, no, they do. They do have. They are. You would remember they're 6. They have 6 legs.
Yeah, they're not like Harry Potter.
Yeah.
No.
Damn.
I will show you a picture.
Herb tries to recreate what he thought Vela was talking. Oh shit balls. Okay.
Fit.
Oh.
Herb tries to recreate what he heard.
I mean, I love it.
Vela.
But she spoke in common.
Yeah, no, but Herb thinks she was talking to
So you just yell out, we're here to take you on an adventure.
snakes.
Make a wisdom check for me, please, Herb.
He's okay at wisdom, isn't he?
9.
9. You try to sort of replicate this sort of hissing sensation, but nothing is happening. And then, from around the corner, emerges this creature. Herb, you have you know what's coming. You may avert your eyes to the floor if you wish.
Yes, I would like to do that.
Very well. Drake, make a Constitution saving throw, please.
14.
14. Okay. You Herb, you're sort of like looking to your left, trying to keep, and you're trying to just keep your eyes out, and very sort of cautiously, but you sort of You're kind of almost back to back with your grandfather, and you turn around. You see him ducking his head, and over him you see this
What you doing that
enormous.
for? Oh.
You see this enormous creature. Its eyes flash, and you feel a very brief sensation of. But you shake it off, and you immediately sort of look down to the floor.
You suck.
Ladies and gentlemen, roll initiative.
Oh.
No, just hanging out upstairs doing nothing. On a 4.
No treat.
You've earned it, bud.
Yeah. Oh, I'm so hoping you just go. Ah.
25 to 20.
Yes.
23.
23.
21.
Damn.
Rolled a 19.
21.
Highest ever
Nice.
finish.
Ability checks and saving throws are the same, right?
No,
Correct.
They are two separate things.
Cool. I'll not do that then.
What do?
20 to 15.
19.
15. So far I've rolled a 9, a 10, an 11 and a 10.
Well, we're getting better.
Well,
Mediocre stuff.
Exactly. Distinctly average.
Did you just get petrified?
No, I resisted.
Oh,
Takes more than that to get me. Like a second look. They're not that bad. She just was exaggerating.
Saving throw.
Yeah,
Yes.
con save. Fortunately, I have plus
And
3.
Vela, what was you were?
4.
4. Great. Okay. So,
Just falls in.
yes. So, unfortunately, Herb was the only one to sense anything.
Disagree. I sense myself being turned to stone.
Well, that's because simultaneously, as is going over here on the right side, on the left, the three of you, Berden kind of leading the way, Damerus, and then Ester at the back, sort of look around, and Berden's trying to be, and then, oh fuck, and then this basilisk comes charging out towards Berden.
Bites in half.
That's going to hit.
Oh my god, he is bitten in half.
Bit him in the side, actually.
Unfortunately, in half. It's going to be really awkward if Burden dies.
Bring him out to his partner. Hello.
Why are we puppeteering?
So this creature just sort of comes lumbering out. It's not moving particularly gracefully or quickly, but it is a very large creature, and it just bites down into Berden's side, hissing it, and he eventually manages to shrug it off and just kind of holds his bow at the ready, just trying not to look at it. Damerus, you see this.
Wonderful.
So I must ask now, all of you, the question. Are you attempting to look at the basilisk or avert your gaze?
I will be averting my gaze, please,
very-
Mr. DM.
Very well. I presume you wish to attack the basilisk.
Yes.
Then make your attacks with disadvantage, please.
Silly Connor.
Yes. Not a disadvantage, not looking at the thing. It's probably not going to be much worse than that. I rolled a 5 and a natural 20 with disadvantage. Ooh. So, that's a 10.
10, yeah. No, you just hear a almost stone-like chink as the sword just deflects off this creature's tough armored hide. Would you like to do anything else?
Yes, I'll make an offhand attack as
Very
well, if possible.
Yes.
Also with the finest disadvantage. That is cocked. That's a 5 again, so another 10. I rolled an 11 and a 5 this time.
Again, chink, just
yeah.
off the armor. It's it just sort of came out of nowhere, and your first instinct was go no, and just try to stab at it, but unfortunately, no success. Anything else, Damerus?
No, that is.
Ester, you're up.
Is it possible to try and look at its lower half, or is it a case you either look or you don't look?
Mechanically speaking, it's you look or you don't look.
You look or you don't look.
So it's really rude just to look at someone's lower half.
It's not okay.
My eyes are here.
look at me when I'm trying to petrify you.
It's that classic comic of like the parties facing off against a Medusa, and like the male adventurer is just being like, and the Medusa's like, my eyes are up here, and the adventurer's like, I know what I'm doing. Esther, yes. So
I would like to look up at it and
Freeze.
say,
Kiss it on the mouth.
Kiss of death.
and
this is a terrible pet shop. Spiritual weapon.
okay, first I must first I must ask you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
Very well.
Oh
No.
dear. No.
That's unfortunate.
That's a natural 3.
Yep. That's a 6.
6.
Definitely faced cleric we have.
I mean, I really meant what I said.
I'm sure you did. So you do manage to raise your spiritual weapon, but as you're raising your hand out, you can feel it stiffening, and like you look sort of in as this sort of creature is sort of thrashing about with Berden in its jaws. It just locks eyes with you, and you can feel your body locking up. You are not fully petrified, but you are currently paralyzed.
You said I did get my spiritual weapon up, right?
Yes.
So can I attack with it?
Yes.
Noise.
Like your brain.
I don't need to move my body.
Never again.
Range spell attack. That's... What's maths? How do I maths?
16?
That's 16, please.
16 does hit. Go ahead and make
Woohoo!
and roll your damage.
Do it now.
What's my damage? Why am I so bad at life?
Today's
Sorry.
episode of MaudeWorld is by plain old tea.
Sometimes you just need a cuppa.
As opposed
So
as
to help me, what's spiritual weapon damage?
D8
D8. thank
plus your
you.
wisdom,
D8, I suppose.
I believe.
Why do I...
Is it?
Oh, God!
I think so.
God damn it.
It's a ranged spell attack using her thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure if you add the mod to it. Hang on, I will check.
Yeah.
Hooray for
I
the
really hope you do.
I also hope that.
I would have thought. Well, maybe it's not because it's a spell, but
Oh yes, it is. Plus your spellcasting ability.
How wonderful. Then that's 5.
other sir strikes
5
again.
damage, please.
5 whole damage.
Eye damage.
So this
There's
spectral.
a scythe, don't you have?
Yes,
Yeah,
the spectral scythe. You can just make out in your peripheral vision, Damerus. This large spectral scythe coming down on top of this basilisk's hide, and it just sort of shrugs it off.
And a
It's,
yellow pain from Berden. As a scythe, goes to a scythe.
That's a reaping.
That's a reaper.
Okay. It is now the basilisk's turn.
Oh, rude. You got 19. I better than you. Fuck now.
Fuckers. Don't fuck with snakes.
It's alright. I
They
can hit with my eyes closed. And I plan to. I can.
Oh no, sorry, you did get 19, Herb. My mistake. It is your turn. Not
Oh, it's Herb's time to shine.
Herb,
Smack him. Smack him good.
make a wisdom saving throw, please.
Oh dear.
That doesn't seem fair. Natural 20!
Natural 20.
Ah, I just predicted the birth of Christ.
What?
Because I'm a wise man. Come on. I'm not going to do it all for you.
I'm not
Maybe.
wise. You know this.
Maybe so, but I don't know who that is. So as you're looking down at this looking down at the floor, and you hear the familiar hiss, and just somewhere in the back of your head, you just hear "No!" But you push this voice aside, and presumably still looking at the floor.
Absolutely.
Make your attack rolls with disadvantage, please.
I'm going to swing my staff. That is 14 with disadvantage.
14. It just bounces off this creature's hide. Unfortunately, it's very tough.
You gonna punch him?
Yeah, I'm gonna
Is he
punch him.
flanked? Because Berden's there as well.
No,
This is the
not on our
other
side.
basilisk.
This is the other basilisk.
You guys are over on the left, and Herb and Drake are on the right.
Cool,
That's
sorry.
an 11.
11. Unfortunately, yes, you're just in your desperate attempt not to look at this creature because you know what happens. You're just trying to just sort of reeling back a bit at you, but unfortunately no success.
No dice.
No dice. Anything else, Herb?
No, just a little whimper.
That's fair.
Oh.
Yeah, just like that.
So, it's now their turn.
Not a fan of that.
So against you, Herb, this basilisk is going to attempt to bite you. That is 18 versus AC.
Yeah. That's a whammy.
Whammy!
You take 10 points of piercing damage
Oh, man.
and 6 points of poison damage.
And?
Yes.
Ooh, Christmas Day.
What kind of... Are you stout, or did you take me?
I am Lightfoot.
Okay.
No poison resistance for him. So this, again, you just, and obviously you're not the same size as Berden, so this basilisk almost manages to take the entirety of your body in its jaws as it just bites down into your chest, and you can feel you let out a scream of pain, try to fall back, and just you can feel a burning in your chest. Is that familiar? What? And
Oh, God.
just these errant thoughts coming from somewhere out of nowhere. And against Berden, that is also going to hit.
That's not looking great.
Alright. Grandson's here.
You could say that one hit is more than the hit points I now have.
So you all blue-dyed.
I would say so.
I'm like, borrow me with 2 arrows or borrow me with
No.
Yes.
So this basilisk takes another bite out of Berden, and just he is just about standing, but he too is also not looking good.
Not so funny now, is it, Berden?
What?
Well, he was. Yeah, we said not to, and he was like, "No, it's fine."
That's cool.
So
You turn with me?
no, because it is now Berden's turn.
Oh, classic bird.
He is going to attempt to move out of the range of this basilisk.
Isn't he in the basilisk?
Sorry?
Isn't he in the basilisk's mouth?
Not
Hasn't
quite.
grappled him.
Not quite.
Spits him.
But he, the basilisk just bites out, and he, just by the skin of his teeth, manages to dodge out of the way. He moves several feet back behind one of the pillars down further towards the left, and is going to take a shot at the creature.
Are you looking at it?
He is not looking at it. That will just hit. So he sort of just... Ester and Damerus, you can see off towards your left, just this crossbow bolt flies forward, and the basilisk lets out a roar of pain as it embeds itself in its shoulder, just off to the left side of its face. And Berden does that amount of damage to it. So you watch as this bolt embeds itself into Berden's side, into the basilisk's side, and you watch as the basilisk just it's crying out in pain and is just sort of flailing about into the side of these rocky pillars. It appears to be in a great deal of pain, and it appears to be somewhat disorientated. Drake. It is now your turn.
I would like to keep looking at the ground, walk around to flank with my granddad around the other side of the beast. Given that we were back to back.
Yes, I'm just there. 20 feet. Just you can just you sort of like make your way sort of around these pillars. Your basilisk is kind of. Is parallel with one of the rows of pillars, and you're just about able to get round the back.
Cool.
Yes. What would you like to do?
I'm then going to fire a seeking arrow. So I'm going to close my eyes and just shoot, and it has to make a dex save, please.
magic arrows.
Correct.
No, with a natural 2.
Oh, excellent. So, I mean, it would automatically hit anywhere within 320 feet. So, I hit it obviously with the poison arrow, one of the 3 that I fired.
Yeah.
So I do 2d6, which is 9, 14 damage.
14 damage plus an additional d8.
Sweet.
Is that the poison?
Yes.
1.
Yeah.
Slow down.
Thank you.
That's 15 damage in 1.
Yeah.
So how much is that?
15 in total.
15 in total.
It looks fine.
At least I hit it. With my eyes closed, no less.
Sure. So this arrow flies out towards it, hitting it in the back, and it just it too starts just thrashing around in pain and confusion. The arrow does seem to have had some sort of effect on it. Who knows? We may learn the effect of that next round. Vela.
I would like to summon my unicorn spirit totem, please.
Okay. What is
Let me
it?
tell you what it is.
Yes, please.
Okay.
It is the 30 foot range, is it not?
So it's 60 foot actually. As in I can put it anywhere
As in you
within
can.
60 foot, and then it has a 30 foot radius.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So the unicorn spirit lends its protection to those nearby. You and your allies gain advantage on all ability checks made to detect creatures in the spirit's aura. In addition, if you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points to any creature inside or outside the aura, each creature of your choice in the aura also regains hit points equal to my druid level.
Nice.
And that is what I will do first. It is a bonus action
Cool.
to summon this, and then I'm going to cast a healing word on Herb.
Thank you.
Very well. So where do you summon it out of interest? Do you summon it like the pit is about 20 foot deep?
Mm-hmm.
So you could do you summon it sort of somewhere in the pit under the netting or over the netting or
As long as it can kind of reach everyone whilst maybe standing on the netting.
It's a
Or
30
does
foot
it
radius,
go
isn't
in?
it? So.
Maybe it needs to go.
I mean because
How high
like
up are we?
so you're about
20.
you're about 20 feet up.
Okay, so I could just cast it right next to me, in theory. But then it wouldn't maybe cover everyone in there.
I was going to say because like
Okay,
there are
I'm
kind
not
of
phased about me. I'm trying to look after people.
Fine, 'cause the-
so somewhere near everyone. Maybe to start with, it appears next to Herb and gives a little.
You
So-
said it's like 40 foot by
Oh,
50 foot,
sure.
right?
it's
The total enclosure.
it's to be exact it's 45 by 45.
Wait, with a 30 foot radius, that's 60 diameter, that will get everything.
Oh yeah, I keep forgetting radius, not diameter.
Radius, not diameter. So you just put it in the center and you get everyone.
Cool.
Yeah.
He's gonna stand next to Herb first, though.
Nay.
Cool. I mean, just as a point, you would have to put it in the center.
That's fine.
Because Herb and Drake are sort of on the right hand wall,
Okay.
and the other group like Berden is also kind of along the left hand wall,
Mm-hmm.
and the other 3 of you are one sort of row in, or 2 rows in, I should say.
Does Berden also regain 3 HP then? If
Only if you cast
So
a spell
it's-
on it.
On him.
It actually says.
but I thought it was on each of the allies.
Any creature inside or outside the aura, each creature of your choice in the aura also gains. So
Oh, sweet. Yeah.
anyone who wants it can
Right.
have it.
But you specifically hate Berden, so
Fuck that guy.
guy.
Okay, that.
Got
No,
himself
he
into
can,
this
he can
mess.
have some hit points back. So
Okay.
it's
Well, he's the only one who's
three
hurt, I think.
for
How
my
much
druid
is-
level. But healing word gives you shit, isn't it? 1
not
plus what is it?
4, your wisdom.
Plus 4. Okay, yeah. So 5.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Plus 3.
Plus
Plus
3.
the 3 as well.
So 8
Yeah.
total.
Cool. Bella, just to make you aware, you have probably, I would say, given the loud noises and the great amount of pain that the Basilisks have been shouting out in,
Mm-hmm.
your spell is still up. You do not understand them. They are not using any form of language, it would seem. Make a nature check for me.
Oh. Nature check.
Yes.
15.
15.
15.
Yeah, that's enough. So, you're sort of just in your frustration of people, saying, "Why are you doing this? I don't want to touch these creatures. What are they doing?" Your current summer form, that sort of passion is very much at the fore, and you cast and you're just like, "Why isn't it working?" And you cast your mind back. And you remember hearing stories about basilisks. Your mentors taught you that basilisks are of a different sort. They are some of the many creatures in the world that are so far removed from the natural order that though they may have the appearance of beasts, they are far beyond that. They are monstrous creatures. And your magic specifically only works with beasts.
Okay.
It's like fungus.
More like aberrations or something, I think.
Or monstrosities. Cool. Anything else? Vela?
Gross.
I don't want it. No, that's good for now. I'm happy with
Very
that.
well. Damerus, you're up. Ester, you're on deck.
Woohoo! I would like to move towards the one that was eating Berden,
Yep.
not looking at it.
Good.
And I will try and hit it.
Go ahead.
Maybe.
Maybe.
We'll see.
It's the one we're fighting basilisks.
Does the unicorn give counts out a disadvantage, or is that not? Because it's an attack.
No, because to find it.
I believe it's on. I don't believe it applies to attack rolls.
Ability checks made to detect creatures in the spirit's aura.
Yeah.
Yeah, the first one was no. 7.
7. No. Yep. Just completely goes wide.
That actually will hit, because that is a natural 16, even with disadvantage.
Nice.
Rolled a 16 and a 19.
Woo! Ah, yeah.
So yep, 16 plus mods. That does hit.
Nice.
I find that.
Oh, God. 4, 5, 6, 7 slashing damage, plus, is it a d8 for this poison?
Yes, it is.
Plus 4 poison damage. So 12 all up. Is that maths?
8 plus 4. That is 12.
I thought I'd do maths. Yeah. So this time, as the creature sort of just flinches back, and then it's sort of, you can see it's starting to move in towards to try and bite you, and you manage to cut it sort of inside of its mouth, and just it's lets out a great cry of pain, and is flailing even more. And yes, you're not looking at it, so that's all you see. Ester.
So I'm completely paralysed, aren't I? I can't do anything verbal or somatic or...
You are restrained, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw, please.
That's not so bad.
Wait.
Haha. 22.
22. So you are. This effect. It's you can feel your just with your hand outstretched and just. And I will double check. I believe you shrug the effect off. Yes, you managed to shrug the effect of being restrained off, so you are no longer restrained. What would you like to do?
Wunderbar. Then first, with my bonus, I'd like to swing my spiritual weapon.
Yep. Are you looking at the creature?
No.
Okay.
No.
I will set the spiritual weapon is its own entity, so you may make that attack normally.
Oh, yeah.
Not totally ideal. 14.
14. You again just hear this sort of almost scraping against stone sound, a ting, as the weapon just bounces off its armor.
It doesn't count as flanked or anything, does it?
No.
No. Okay. I would also like to cast Bane on the creature.
Okay.
Yes. Why not? Yes.
Charisma saving throw.
Yes.
DC of.
DC of 13.
Rolled a natural 13,
Ooh.
but it has negative charisma,
Ha!
so it fails.
Oh yes.
Not particularly charming, these basilisks.
Wunderbar.
So it is now baned as this sort of black energy. You can just again in your peripheral vision just sort of make out this sort of blackened halo sort of appearing around its head.
What does that do?
Minus D8 from each attack roll or saving throw.
D4.
This one says D8. I thought it was D4 as well. So let's go with D4.
It's a D4 because bless is also D4, and that's like the counterpart.
This website is wrong.
Is Bane a cantrip?
No.
No, it's a first level.
Whereas Bless is cantrip, isn't it?
No, that's guidance. Bless is also a first level. I will double check on Bane, but
I too thought it was a D4.
D8 seems
I'll
like
check
a
a
lot.
different website.
Yeah.
so D8 is
Guidance gives you a D4 for that.
yeah, it is a D4,
Cool.
but it can affect up to 3 creatures.
Wunderbar. But I have to be able to see them, right?
Correct, and you currently can't see the other basilisk.
Nor can I, my eyes are closed.
Anything else, Esther?
No.
Okay, Herb, you're up.
Sweet. So I'm still
Actually,
flanking.
sorry, can I move
You
into
are
a flanking
flanking.
position so I'm now in melee with the creature?
Yes, you can sort of come up. You'd have to come up behind it, but you can do that. Yes,
I can do that.
Yes,
I would like to do that, please.
very well.
Sorry.
Me and Drake are still flanking the other end.
So Drake is not in melee with the creature. He's
I'm in melee range though, and I have used weapons at it.
Your seeking arrow is and it hits automatically. Yes.
And it's they have to think that's the point. So I specifically meant to measure it. So normally I would have disadvantage, but
Yes, I would argue that.
because it's still distracted. Isn't the whole point of flanking is that there's two things that are attacking it, and I'm the only thing that's hit it so
Behind
far.
it, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm right next to it.
Much book
Sorry?
consulting
Yes.
occurring today.
Yes. Sorry, much book consulting because I don't know these. Oh no, I thought it was large. It is medium. So yes, you are flanking it.
Sweet.
Great.
So you may
Okay.
make your attacks normally, presuming you're still not looking at it.
Fuck no.
Great.
18.
18 hits.
Smack it good, Granddad.
10 damage plus poison.
Plus a D8, yes.
13 damage.
13 damage.
Yes.
I'm gonna punch it
Blammo.
Go ahead.
or kick it. Kick it.
Either or.
Yeah, 21.
21 hits.
Yeah.
A default.
7 damage. There's no poison on my foot.
Correct. Well,
I'm gonna
not.
spend a key point to flurry blows, please.
Yes, very well.
Kick it again.
You kick it good.
Kick it in the face. 16.
16, that does hit.
Yeah.
Nice.
5
Get 'em.
damage.
5 damage, okay.
Damn.
And then
So-
like disengage. No, don't do that. I could disengage and move 10 feet, but I'm not going to do that.
Okay. The staff just, as this creature is flailing about, you're still sort of just looking at the floor, and then the just almost out of instinct, the staff comes up. Ooh, you spin it around and whacks it straight in the center of the head. And then it's still sort of flailing around, and you're able to get sort of 2 kicks up into its softer underbelly as it's flailing around. And you're going to stay where you are. It's now their turn.
They're thrilled.
He's pissed off.
Yes, they are. However,
They hate this pet shop too.
Yeah.
Herb, that is a 16 versus AC.
That's a miss.
That's a miss. This creature, apparently being being affected by this poison, you can again sort of even now, Herb, you can make out this creature is swaying on its many legs, and it's just swaying on its many legs, and it appears to be sort of losing control of its senses. It sort of tries to bite out at you, but you're able to dodge out of the way. Against you, Damerus, that is a modded 20 versus AC.
Yes. Actually, that does it.
Be thankful for advantage. For disadvantage, rather, because that was,
how squishy you are.
Yeah,
Otherwise-
I'm really squishy.
otherwise it would have been a natural 20.
Ah, that probably would have killed me.
You take 9 points of piercing damage and 5 points of poison damage.
Twink.
That's how your wound feels, yes.
No doubt, no doubt.
Cool.
So all up, that's 14.
14,
Yes.
yes.
14. Okay.
So this creature again just sort of bites forward, and you're sort of trying to sort of harry it away, but in its swaying motions, it just darts forward much quicker than you're expecting, and takes just almost sort of takes a chunk out of your
It takes a chunk, alright.
out of your sternum.
It leaves less than it took.
Yes.
But that is its turn. Berden. Ooh, very nice. And not quite. So this another shot flies out from Berden, hitting it in the other shoulder. It's the one that's on you, Damerus, and Ester is looking very, very rough indeed.
You did to start with.
Sorry?
What?
Right. Drake, you're up.
Save again, please.
Very
Eyes
well.
closed, deck save. I have 2 of them.
Yes.
What's the DC?
14.
No.
Hooray.
Funnily enough, they're not very dexterous.
That's what I was hoping for.
They have so
What,
many
with 6
legs.
hands?
Exactly, so it's all like...
Around the leg.
24 damage.
24 points of damage.
Nice.
I don't even have to look.
So, like...
Knock me out.
So,
From full.
So, this arrow flies forward and, again, embeds itself in this flailing basilisk's back. And, like, it's just sort of flailing about and then, quite suddenly, just falls to the floor, unconscious. Breathing, but very much unconscious.
Kill it.
No.
Keep
It's hardest
going.
trouble to get to asleep.
Anything else, Drake?
Nah, I'm good.
Okay. Vela.
I am going to. Can I see either of them from up here?
Either of...
Either of the basilisks.
I would say from where you're currently standing, you could see the one that's just fallen,
Okay.
but not the one, because the other one is kind of sort of standing in between some of the pillars.
That's fine. Are you near the one that's just fallen? Or...
No, I'm in the mouth of the other one.
Okay, so I can't see Damerus.
No, you could see Damerus, because Damerus is kind of standing on sort of one of the empty
Okay.
columns, so to
Cool,
speak.
cool. I'm going to cast Healing Word on you as well.
Thanks.
That's alright. Yeah, so that is... Fuck off! Another goddamn 1. So what was that? Plus
5.
4, so it's 5 and...
Everyone who
3,
wants
if
to
anybody
gains
else
3,
wants
yeah.
3 as well.
So plus 7.
The unicorn...
No, 8, sorry.
8 for Damerus, 3 for Herb, 3 for Berden.
I'm much better.
Horse.
Horse. Very well, Vela. Damerus, you're up.
Cool. I will just try and attack the thing that tried to eat me, I suppose.
Make a regular attack roll, because Ester is flanking.
Hooray for tactics. Critical fail.
No!
Oh dear.
Don't die.
You trip and look straight at it in the face.
Literally.
So you just dive in and you just put your arm in its mouth.
You missed a spot.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Miss
Almost
Patterson,
certainly.
could you get the Coke for me, please?
So,
We
Damerus,
discussed this.
you watch this creature.
Thank you. No, none for you.
What?
So, Damerus, you watch this creature flailing about, and you think, yes, got it now. And just again, being very careful not to look at its face, you lunge forward, and you just sort of attempting to sort of get it in the stab into one of its already open wounds, but it just bounces off, and you realize, oh no, you've overextended, and you just feel this creature biting down on your arm. You take 7 points of piercing damage,
Oh.
I'm so happy you healed me because that would have been it.
and
Yes.
11 points of poison damage.
Yeah, I'm unconscious.
Yeah, so you're
I'm
just...
out.
Yeah, you sort of just feel this burning sensation in your arm as your arm is sort of now clamped inside this creature's flailing mouth. And Esther, you just see Damerus
Ragdoll
slump.
Damerus.
Yeah, ragdoll, pretty much. So, Esther, you see this. You see this creature flailing about with Damerus in its jaws. What would you like to do?
So if I hit the creature, am I going to hit Damerus? Okay. Cool.
We can get a new one. Get a new down.
Find a new road.
Better down. We've
We've
done that once. So we've reversed down.
Yes.
Can I... Well, I'm going to Healing Word Damerus.
Okay.
So 1d4 plus wisdom.
Just take you back out of frame.
Yeah.
This is transitioned.
What are you doing, Esther?
No, I'm not. I'm going to whack it with mace first.
Okay. Are you looking at it?
Look at it.
Look at me.
No, and I no longer get flanking. Is Berden flanking it?
No.
Well, I'm going to try and whack it with a mace.
Make your attack with disadvantage.
Well, I don't think it's going
No,
to get lower than that, but we may as well see.
Why would you say that?
Why do you hate me?
No, that one was a 20.
Oh.
It's just a useless.
Okay.
It's just
That was
my
a
feelings.
1.
So-
Two.
Okay, wait.
Was it a 1?
It
No.
was not a 1.
Fine.
It was a 2 and then a natural 20.
Okay.
That does not hit.
Having failed to hit it, I'm going to healing word him for 4 plus. I should know what my wisdom is. It's 3, so 4 plus 7.
Plus 3.
Plus 3.
Oh, does
Are you just
that-
going like from
I think it's
empty?
It's only when
it's
you
like
empty.
I think it might
Whoa.
just
Like
be
that's
me.
the top.
Oh no, but wait, hang on. You do have. You're a grave cleric, so don't you get?
I do get max, but that was max anyway. That was
Okay,
4
fine,
out
so-
of 4 and a D4. So 4 out of 4 and a D4.
So 7. Because
Yeah, 7 plus 3.
Yeah,
because-
it only works if I'm doing the healing magic.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
it's,
is it? I thought any healing
It
spell.
says, in addition, if you cast a spell using a spell slot that restores hit points. So
Oh,
But
sorry.
yeah,
That's right.
It would be great if
I
it
knew
were
was as well.
anyone.
I
But
misheard you. I thought it was like a
Is it
general
just you
aura
wake
thing when
up
it has
in-
healing.
Like
magic.
In its mouth.
That might get better as you go up.
yeah, pretty much. You sort of in fact. No, we'll get to that. Because
Gonna eat my arm.
well, no, it's just that like you were unconscious and then you wake up, like with its eyes like right there. So
cool. Nice.
we may well get to that.
don't close your eyes.
Much too late for that.
Oh no.
Because he doesn't know that. He just wakes
It's your
up.
turn.
Oh.
R1 is unconscious, isn't it?
Yes.
Can
Yeah, I just took it down.
Sprint round the corner to theirs.
With your
Yes,
speediness.
you are speedy, and they've all been being noisy enough, and Damerus has probably just woken up going ah. So
Well, boy then.
I'm coming, Damerus! And just whack it.
Someone help me, please.
I'm gonna look at it. wait, what direction from it am I? Am I coming round the corner, or is it right in front of me?
So let's see here. So
Isn't the whole point mechanic for you either look at it or you don't? So even if it's facing the other way, it will turn to you as you run.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. So because it's only got to turn its head to see you.
yeah, pretty much. So
Okay, I'm gonna try not to look at it, but run as close to it without looking at it and hit it.
okay, make
If you roll a
My
critical
flanking
fail, you're
at
just
this
going to run into a pillar.
just trying to think. So
Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Boom. Ow.
I will give you. So I will say okay. I'm going to give you a straight advantage. Disadvantage. Yeah. So yeah. Okay. So basically, you have multiple forms of disadvantage because you're trying to hit it with Damerus sort of right there. But then you also have advantage from flanking, and you don't get to stack advantage and disadvantage.
So it's just
So it's
Just
just
cancels. Yeah.
yeah. So it's
Straight
straight roll.
yeah, 24.
24. Herb, take your victory.
Yeah.
Yes.
I wanna hit it in the eye. Just jab it in the eye
Oh.
with stuff.
Oh.
Okay.
What with snakes?
With a poison staff as well.
So you
Jab it and then sort of catch Damerus. We'll try and catch Damerus.
yeah.
Attempts to catch.
Yeah.
My hero.
So you just sort of like you just run down, sort of like hearing these screams, hearing these cries of your friends. Run down the row, around the corner. You can see the creature like kissing its eyes, glowing. Damerus is just sort of coming to consciousness, and you know what could potentially happen. And again, just sort of without even thinking, you just step forward, and the staff jabs itself in the eye. The creature just like falls backwards, its mouth agape, its tongue lolling out.
Licks Damerus.
Yeah, Damerus covered in a very like slightly uncomfortable, tiny little burning spittle, and
Not entirely unpleasant.
It's just like when I urinate.
2% blood.
Only 2%.
we've got to stop doing jokes that we make off camera on camera. Okay. So, and then you were able to catch. We'll say you were able to catch Damerus in your waiting arms, and
Kiss him gently on the head.
As I wake up.
You taste a bit of the spittle.
Oh.
Thank you, Herb. Alison, shh.
No proper Team America. Just
Berden comes up, sort of like clutching his side, sort of holding his crossbow in one hand, clutching his side. Oh, well, not perfect, but that'll do. Ow, ow.
Do you have the concept of karma in the dwarf world?
Karma? Why?
Look it up.
What?
I warned you don't fuck with snakes.
I don't.
They're not
that's
and
snakes.
that one, I come around the corner. They're not snakes. They have legs. And they look
Legs,
so
that's-
bad. Wait,
that's
what happened
worse.
to you and to you? What happened to you people?
I was in its mouth for a
Don't
while.
fuck with snakes.
It's still not snakes, Grandad.
I'm gonna yell
Look,
down.
you see the legs? 6 legs. That's more than you have.
I'm gonna yell down to
You're
the
closer to a
guys.
snake than they are.
Snake.
Just so you know, I hate them now.
Good. Does that mean we can take them?
Yes, definitely.
Sweet. Well, I think that was very
Great.
successful.
Glad we got that sorted out. Right. And Berden starts, he sort of moves back towards the entrance of the cage, opens it up, and goes, all right, lads, go on down. And you see the two dwarves you saw before coming down, and they sort of...
Yeah.
Sorry?
The bondage dwarves.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
They, no, but they do sort of have...
collars and things.
Sort of, yes. They sort of like these large sort of long poles with hoops on the end that they and like Berden goes over and starts helping sort of tie the creatures up, and that you can see they're all still breathing, and he sort of like looks them over and sort of starts trying to sort of and Shana comes in and she starts sort of like
Can I
patching.
come down as well, please?
Sure. And Shana kind of just starts like patching, like putting some like ointment on some of the more bleeding wounds, just like sealing them up, so they don't bleed out.
And I asked Jonah, how long are they going to be out for?
She's still sort of concentrating on her work, but she says, "Oh, they'll be out a long time, and now that I've got them like this, I can keep, applying doses to make sure they'll stay out."
Why don't you just dose the water? Seems like a pretty foolish arrangement you have here.
Dilutes the poison too much.
Then use more poison.
It's not that simple.
It seems less simple than us dying.
I've been doing this for a long time. I think I know better than you do.
Sounds like Esther spends a lot of time poisoning water.
Can I go over to Berden and just be like, sorry, I guess, and cast Healing Word?
Again. When we do cure wounds this time, it's better if you can touch him.
Assuming she knows
Do
cure.
I
That's
don't know if I swapped it out for Healing
okay.
Word. Yeah, sorry.
That's fair. Never mind.
Sorry, but you sort of say the magic words, and he's just
Yeah, now it rolls well. So it's an 8. Plus the 3, because my unicorn will be prancing about still.
oh yeah.
Having a whale of a time.
So the two
Unicorn at the time.
I'm gonna get it to run through me, so I can be like, yeah, that feels weird.
So you all watch for the next 40 seconds or so before the unicorn eventually dissipates, as it just sort of starts running around and like runs through Vela, and Berden is just like, oh, yeah. Wasn't that a bear before?
Mm-hmm.
Yep, this one's better for like healing friends.
And you.
Well, I appreciate it. Right, come on, lads. Let's get this thing up. And they spend the next sort of 10-15 minutes sort of finagling these creatures back up sort of the narrow stairway. And
If we're not doing anything, I would help.
sure. It's
I will not help, because I'm sure I will fall over if a small breeze hits me now.
Esther kind of comes over to you and like, starts bandaging your wounds.
Berden,
This should be
tell
inside
me we're
you.
not taking these things on the train with us.
Yeah, we are.
Ah, Jesus.
Where are we going to put them? It wasn't that big.
We can keep them on the roof.
But when she wants to go, oh, this is just bullshit.
Yeah, because okay, again, because they'll be in cages that are very heavily secured.
I suppose we could put you in one of those cases if you like.
I didn't want to. I just made Esther want
I haven't
to.
got any spare. Sorry.
Don't bother, Drake. Nobody here has any common sense.
That I agree with.
I don't know how you folks do things down south, but
Rationally.
Also, on a completely unrelated note, can someone remind me to buy arrows? I keep forgetting. The cup will keep breaking.
as Shana is sort of just like patching up the other basilisk, you just hear, "You need to buy arrows."
Thanks.
Oh, she's funny.
I don't think she meant it as a joke.
Oh. Well, I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just remembered something I was taught.
What?
That these are actually not real animals. They're not nice animals. So I don't give a
Oh, cool.
rat's what we do to them.
Well, we're not doing anything.
Wait,
We've
you're just
done-
now figuring this out.
I'm just going to look across to her and be like,
The sheriff, the knowing what.
I've never been more terrified in my life.
all right, Mr. Sassy Pants. Just because I've only figured it out doesn't mean I'm not useful. I healed you, didn't I? Wish I could take it back.
I never said you weren't useful, love. I'm just saying that, I don't know. Everyone else figured it out. I don't know. It's
Actually,
fine.
Berden,
It's-
everyone else was governed by prejudice, whereas my friend decided to make up her own mind based on observation.
Okay, it's not prejudice if it's an expert opinion.
It's prejudice.
I don't like it.
Prejudice.
I don't think
don't
that's
think
necessarily
that's
true
something.
either. Oh, it's fine.
Unswayed by empirical evidence, it's prejudice.
Okay.
Wherever the belief comes from. I think I know better than you. Walks off.
That's an expert opinion.
I actually don't have a problem with you, but I can't resist a good storm off.
Excuse me for trying to help, I suppose.
Yeah, but so we did the basilisks, and you said that there was supposed to be like spiders and shit.
I thought there were going to be.
Yeah, I know. Billy fucked up. I remember.
Should we feed him to this basilisk?
I know. Just, he should pay the difference.
I'll sort it out with him, don't worry.
But aren't we supposed to bring back more beasties?
I mean, in fairness, this stop here was always going to be a smaller one. Most of my stock is in Brandisheld. That's stuff that I've already gotten and I've left people with. They're handling it. I've got, I do have some more spiders. I've got a couple of dire beasts, and I've even managed to get a chimera. So yeah, that's just civil transport job. This was just a additional stop, but well, it's not as much as I would like. But what are you gonna do?
Right. Well, as long as we're doing what we're being paid for.
Oh yeah, no, don't worry. None of this is on you. Don't trust me.
Grand. Then are we done here? Like, are we heading off to Brandishhold or what have you?
Tomorrow morning. Yeah. So I think we could all do with some rest.
Yeah, he looks like he's gonna fall over. So what you?
Oh yeah, and he sort
There's
of
a lot of blood on the floor that I think was mine.
Yeah.
Was.
he comes over to you and just puts a hand on your shoulder. You heal
Draws more
for.
blood.
Just starts ripping me.
It's mine now. No, you and you heal for 7 hit points.
Oh, that's not
Wait, does he have magic?
He's a ranger from the north.
A ranger.
From the north. But I won't bow to him. Don't worry.
You far much attention to yourself, Mr. Drakensian. So, things that are dangerously close to our reference aside, yes, what would you all like to do?
Who wants a drink?
Take your rest.
Dinner beer?
Yeah, I mean it's probably still the morning, right?
I mean,
Breakfast beer?
it's
I
actually very late early in the morning, so it's like 1-2 o'clock in the morning at this stage.
Oh well, late dinner beer and then we'll head to bed. I
Mhm.
guess.
Yes. Where are we?
Do we have
staying?
accommodation?
Billy's house.
Yeah.
Ben's like, I know a place. It's just a little bunkhouse just along from here. It's not much, but it's all on me. So.
Grand.
Sounds good.
Right. To the bunkhouse.
Okay.
Ta-la-la-la.
So yes, you make your way back out. Berden says, "You go ahead." And he hands you off a gold piece and be like, "That'll cover everything." I need to see these things transported, but I can Shana and I and these lads can handle that. So
You're gonna find us in the morning then.
yeah.
What's the name of this place we're going?
It's just God, bloody hell, what's the name of it? And one of the other dwarves says, it's run by this chap, and he sort of thumbs a hand. It's just called Billy's Bunkhouse. It's just along the road there.
Another Billy on the same road. That's coincidence.
No, it's that guy.
All right, he runs a bunkhouse as well.
Yeah.
He's not sold any of the beds to someone else, has he?
I had no idea, mate.
No, but there are dwarves in leathers. And
They all have the same uniform.
Do they have those big poles with the circles on?
Only if you ask nicely.
You people disgust me.
you can't get that for the one gold piece.
No,
Very good, dude.
no, you cannot.
Right, so we go to Billy's bunkhouse.
Yeah.
Unless anyone else. Any
No,
objections.
it's the downstairs line of it.
There is no downstairs.
Then how do we get in? We're downstairs.
Because you go back upstairs and then out into the main street.
But this was the downstairs because it was the basement, wasn't it? It's technically only downstairs now.
Yes, which is why you then go upstairs.
Yeah, but my point is, it wasn't the downstairs in the basement. So when you go up to a normal person downstairs,
Where's
is
the
ground level.
perimeter in all this?
Okay, the whole cage beast keeping area is one floor below ground. So
Yeah.
when you go up, you are then on the ground floor.
Yeah. But my argument is that I always call that the downstairs in general, and I don't call the basement lower. It's not relevant. Let's just go to the wrong house.
It's a bungalow bunkhouse.
Oh, I see. You're just being difficult.
Yes.
Right.
I wouldn't expect you to get caught up on
So
this.
glad we got that sorted out. So,
Are there any stairs?
no.
Fine.
So you walk in.
Let's answer that question. We'll move along.
So you walk in. It's very basic fare.
Very flat.
Yes, very flat. Several bunks, some of which are occupied by sleeping patrons.
Is it literally just like a dormitory then?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah. Yes, it is. And but there are still plenty of empty beds. So you take your pick.
Yeah.
You rest.
What about beer?
Is there a bar?
There is not.
Breakfast beer it is.
Looking around outside, do I see a tavern of some sort?
Make an investigation check.
Sweet.
I'm
Do
gonna
I
help.
see him looking around for a tavern?
I'm gonna help.
Does Herb think
Thank
that if
God
he
I'm
hits
lucky.
him in the head hard enough, he could knock him out?
I'm helping.
No, he doesn't.
I'm helping, by the way.
21.
Oh, you don't need my help. I'm gonna
To save
be stood
beer?
behind you
No, I'm
going,
good.
I'm also looking.
Shana, you got any sleeping potion?
Hang on. And she starts some.
With 21, I'm already going to the tavern I've found.
Hooray!
Assuming there is a tavern.
true.
So you.
There's definitely a
She starts having a look.
Just say-
She goes, not on me, sorry.
Tavern it is.
I'm already going for the one.
So you're able to find a nearby tavern, just a few streets away. You walk in. It's a very very small little place, very quiet. It's very late at night, and most people have gone to bed. And you walk in, and the sort of dwarven woman behind the bar, sort of rubbing at her eyes, and as she sees you, she walks in. She's like, "Oh, hello."
Right, we'll have. Who's come with me?
Yeah.
I have 5 ales, please, for your local brew.
Sure. Yeah, 5 substitutes going up. Sorry. Just 2 silver.
Give it up.
Thank you. And pulls you out again. You're able to find a table. It's practically deserted in here. There's like one a couple of old dwarven fellas in the corner playing cards, but that's it.
Bedtime beer.
Bedtime beer.
Bedtime beer.
Glug, glug, glug.
Glug, glug.
We have our bedtime beer.
Yep, you have your bedtime beer. Yep, unless anyone wishes to say
No,
anything.
I'm good to go back to the bunkhouse then.
Cool. Then we will move on to the morning. So you you heard the
One? What did we drink?
We were only small.
I lost a lot of blood.
You're now more ill than man.
Just like fall asleep halfway up the ladders of the bunk.
Which is even more impressive because he was in the half-low bunk.
As the old saying goes, something the DM ideas. Connor, make a Constitution saving throw, please.
No.
That's fine. It won't be, but it's 5.
5. You wake up in the morning and just ow, quite similar to how you felt this morning, I imagine.
Almost certainly.
Yes. You do suffer a level of exhaustion.
Do you want a hairbrush?
Can I have changed back, please?
To
To my spring state.
your spring state, yes.
It's a miracle what bedtime beer will do for people.
Right?
You all wake up in the morning. Damerus not feeling well.
Hello! How you doing?
Yes, I am awake.
And alive.
Yes, so in those accounts, I'm good.
No. Oh no.
You know what you need? A nice drink.
No, I think maybe I need more blood in my body, but
That can be arranged. Is anyone still sleeping?
No.
I think I'll probably be alright after, I don't know, just some more rest.
That's fine. We probably don't have anything else to do today.
Probably.
At this point, Berden walks in and goes, right, come along, lots to do today.
Basilisks have escaped. On the rampage.
The whole town.
Damerus, you're up on your own.
Statues, yeah.
Yes, so yes, the morning has come. And you notice that Vela is different. It's her more usual spring form rather than her summer form. That she
The
was
first
previously.
one we met you in.
Mhm.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Oh, good morning to you.
Hi.
Feeling better?
Yeah.
Good. See, bedtime beer, good for anyone.
Yes.
Except you.
Good for many people.
Plus, not being in that hot metal thing. Ugh. That was awful.
About that.
What?
I feel like we might
Are
be
we-
getting back on it.
Really?
Yeah, I did ask you
Yeah.
last time.
Why?
I did tell you this.
Now?
Yeah.
Come on then, let's get it over with.
Look, I feel this is probably a bad time, but
The Basilisks, that was huge.
but I did want to apologise for being short with you, Vela, and with you, Ester, yesterday. It's just been it's been a long few months. Let's just put it that way.
Why?
His wife.
Why has it been a long few months?
Yeah. What happened? Like, is
How
there
are
anything
things
to
at
take her?
home?
I mean, fine, to my knowledge, I haven't been home in a while, but
Well, there's your problem.
oh, yeah, no. I don't have anything to worry about like that. I don't have family.
Oh,
It's easier that way.
You say prude.
no, I said good.
Oh, prude.
And no clothes.
We've left the basement now. What happens in the basement stays in the basement.
Stays
Just
downstairs.
well, business hasn't been easy, and it's just I don't know, one thing after another, just a series of bad luck.
Yeah, I mean, your assistant did get captured, and your rival there stole all your stuff. I mean, that's only when we've been with you like a week. Jeez. Well, let's go find some dangerous beasties.
I don't know who that is, but sure. So, you make your way back through the first sanct, out into sort of like the main thoroughfare between the like different sancts, the different areas of Andukhold.
Is there an ice cream shop?
Make a hefty investigation check.
I'm so helping with that.
21.
I don't need my help.
Not for ice
Beer and
cream
ice
or
cream.
beers.
One exists now.
On the way back.
So,
Drake's gonna find like an ale float, and his life will be complete.
I'm staying here. I have found my home.
So, as you're walking along, sort of you're sort of going a slightly different way, and you're sort of walking down what appears to be some sort of market street here in Andukhold, and there's lots of people talking wares, and as you're sort of looking around, it seems there's a lot of sort of fairly normal fare, and but then as you're walking along, Drake, sort of like leading the way next to Berden, an individual does catch your eye, and as you just in the way of things, you're sort of making eye contact with people, and you're sort of taken aback. There's this individual dressed in with this dark-skinned individual, dressed in bright, very, very bright clothing, almost sort of African, so to speak. Very, very bright greens and oranges, with elaborate patterns on his robes, and you see him stand. It's a half elf chap standing in front of this very elaborate. Garish is the wrong word, but bright shop front, and he says, my friend, you seem to be looking for some things of interest, yes? What can Abli come to show you?
Well, it's funny you should ask, right? I was just thinking that we're going to go somewhere that's really hot. And I once had a traveller came around, he told me this thing called iced cream. And it was a deliciously sweet, cold snack or beverage or something like that.
Tell me, my friend, you seem like a well-traveled young halfling. Have any of you been to the Zephyrin Archipelago?
I've not been myself, but I might have met a couple of people.
That is where I am from, you see. And we have many, many different things here in the archipelago. And it just so happens that you, my friend, you are a halfling. You are incredibly lucky this day.
That's what they tell me.
I do not have this iced cream of which you speak. It does not keep very well, but I do have something. One moment, and he brings out this box that is emanating sort of like emanating sort of cold vapor, and he pulls out and like on this box is very elaborately decorated, and it just says, it's a picture of this guy painted on the box, like smiling broadly, this
him.
Him, this half elf, like broadly smiling, and just like cartoonishly licking what basically an ice lolly, with just sort of like a very elaborate caricatured tongue, and it says Abli's icy delights on the front.
Lovely.
And he goes, now these, my friends, these are a cool snack that anybody can enjoy. Fun for people of all ages, even you, young miss. And, well, what can I interest you in? What sort of flavors? I have many different flavors.
Do you have ale flavour?
Ale flavor? I do not, but I like the way you think. I will be sure to add it to my list. And he just makes a very quick note of it.
What about rum raisin?
Do you have
The raisins do not really freeze well. And he takes out an example, and it's on a little wooden stick, very bright orange color. It's like now the fruit the exotic fruits from the archipelago. You will never taste anything quite like these.
I want one.
They do cost a silver piece, young miss.
Can you give me one? Can you give me one?
Yes, that's fine. How many have you got?
How many do you want?
Well, I was just thinking, we're going to be on the hot thing.
They won't keep. They will melt, my friend.
That's what I was thinking. How
do
much
you
for the
keep
box?
them cold? How much for the box?
Yeah.
Oh no, my friend.
How much for the box?
Everything has a price.
My friend, I appreciate.
How much?
Make an intimidation check.
Just a little old man.
Keep your fruit.
I want the box. He's going to sleep in the cold box.
13.
13. He sort of looks down at you. Oh, he is a funny man. I really appreciate. Tell you what, friend, for that you can have one for free.
A box?
No, one of Abli's icy
What
delights.
Well, thank you. What about if I let you keep the boy?
What?
And I'll take the
I'm
box.
not for saying.
He's a very good shot, and where we're going is very warm.
Well,
And
I am,
he
yes.
sort of like
What?
he sort of like holds himself up. It's delicious. It's a blueberry flavor. And he holds himself up and goes, my friend, Abli is a well-respected merchant throughout all of Libraria, if I do say so myself. But one thing I do not take is people. Very frowned upon by the princes, you know.
Well, could you perhaps tell us where you got or how you made this box?
A good merchant does not reveal his secrets, my friend. I am very happy to sell them to you. And, well,
You're
all
not
I ask
bad.
is you remember where you got them.
I tell you what, you take.
A good
take
merchant
10.
sells the thing his customer actually wants.
You came to me,
The
my
magic
friend.
gold box.
But there's silver one, right?
Correct.
I take out 2 gold pieces, so take 10.
10 it is, my friend. I always appreciate good patronage. Please, and he sort of like takes out, hands you a variety of flavors, all sort of like very bright, just very bright colors, very, very cold to the touch. They're sort of, almost sort of steaming slightly and condensing the air around them. And now, enjoy them.
Oh, wait, Shauna, Berden, did you want one? Or 2?
Shauna has just been looking at the box and looking at this, like, just sort of wide-eyed, and Berden's like, sure. Yeah.
Take another 4 then. 2 each for 10.
And hands it, and like just like a whole bunch of different colors, and like as you're looking at it, you see you're not entirely sure where he's drawing them from. But like they seem to be like he's drawing them out of the box, and there doesn't seem to be an end.
Just stealing them from the cold.
Yeah. Basically, this box is just like, some kind
Portal
of...
to the cold dimension.
And indeed, as you now look around his little stall, you can see there are a whole bunch of different, like a few different boxes.
Similar.
Of similar design and also similar artwork on the front, like of Abli's something, like
And out of a hole in the floor behind him, some fiend of Avernus.
Hey! No, don't go to the back, please. Just all decorated with this artwork. Very caricature artwork.
The range of sparkling wine, Abli's Bubbly.
My friend, you are a connoisseur, and I'm glad you appreciate the name.
Very good.
Now these fine wines, the Zeffirini, we make the finest of the wines. Now this, and he pulls out a cool corked bottle. This, my friend, is a fine Camos Red. It is the finest wine in the archipelago, made by the personal reserve of Prince Camos himself. Now this will run you 50 gold pieces, but it is worth it, I promise you.
It's that top shelf.
My friend, you could, I promise you, on my honor as a merchant, on my honor as a Zeffirini, you could not get more top shelf than these.
What do you think, Damerus? Would you like the wine?
No, I'm just quietly, eating the ice block, just staring at the ground, just not really paying attention.
Genuine point though. It could be useful as a present for someone later down the line.
Well, I mean,
How much gold
Can
do we
I
have?
can
Well,
I
I've
tell
got
if
27.
he's
We're doing
I'll put
okay.
everything in.
We've got
We've
24.
got
swindle
almost
us for the
100
wine,
gold
or if
pieces
it's
in the
really
plastic
worth
gold.
50 gold?
Make an
Oh,
make
party gold.
Oh, yeah, I've got
That's an enormous
Are
amount of
you-
money for a beverage.
Are you okay? So
a bottle.
so
of
so
it,
so
yeah.
so okay. So this is an important distinction. Are you attempting to read him,
Mm.
or are you attempting to remember? Is this wine the genuine article?
I'm 16. I don't know shit about wine.
Then make an insight check.
Look at his face. No. 7.
7. It's hard to tell. He is a very, very sort of flamboyant individual, dressed brightly. You especially, Esther, would never have met anyone like this before. He's very hard to read.
Then I'll peer at him. Obviously.
Could I get 50 of that gold from that party stuff that we have?
Wait.
Yeah,
We can just ask for it.
yes.
Can I get the other 50?
There isn't a second 50. There is a 40 after that first 50.
balls.
We have 90 gold pieces.
Should have asked
I
first.
will tell you this now, my friends. 50 gold, here out this far away from the archipelago, it is a steal.
Then why was that the first price you said?
Because he's a lovely man.
Thank you. I am a lovely man. I'm trying to build a customer base, you see.
How rare is this particular wine in these parts?
Are you asking him or
He
me?
tongue stuck.
Him. I said, this wine, my friend. Do you mean to tell me you have not heard of the glory of Zeffirini wine? It is known. It is the finest wine in the world.
I have heard of it. I just want to make sure, of course, that you'll understand that this is a competitive price and that I don't walk down the street and I find it for 40 gold. You know?
I'm in the like halfway to had to go for the gold. All right, yeah, we should probably do that.
He says, my friend, this is not easy to obtain, I promise you. Particularly not out this far. The dwarves, they like their beers, they like their spirits, but wine, well, we do good beers and spirits too, but wine, it is wine that is the spice of life, the true joy of the Zephyrin Archipelago.
Now that
And the
he's-
Camus Red this is approved by one of the great princes himself.
Do I trust him?
Make an insight check.
Now that he said that, can I see if I remember anything from my travels?
Make a history check.
Because I trust him already.
6.
6.
This guy's inscrutable.
Can't screw him.
15.
Trying all
Trying
day.
to screw him.
You he seems to be like flamboyant and like sort of a bit of an oddball, but you sense no deception from him. Drake, you do know, you have heard in your travels that of the Zephyrin Archipelago, the merchant's paradise that lies to the west of Inspera in the middle of the Wayandan Sea. The Zephyrin Archipelago is made up of hundreds of different islands and is presided over by 4 individuals known as the 4 Princes. Not an exclusively male title, but the 4 Princes of the Archipelago, the richest individuals in that part of the world and perhaps all the world. These individuals are extremely absurdly rich, and you do know that the Zephyrin Archipelago is known for its wines, and the name Camus does ring a bell.
Ah, sure, it's fine. Yeah, I think I remember this sort of thing. Like, here you go.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you very much. I assure you, you will not find finer.
Well, I hope not.
Don't drink it.
Yes. It was your suggestion
You
that
drink
he
it
I was
as a
going to say,
present for it.
you want to.
me from me.
I was going to say, you want to save that for a special occasion. I promise you.
Right, so I should add into my thing. What was it called? I should actually write
One
it down.
bottle
Bottle
of Camus Red.
Camus Red, Camus.
Super pricey.
Camus
Yeah.
red.
That was over half of our party gold.
For something that we have no need for right
Let's
now.
hope that it's a really strong negotiating tool. I got some
Have we
Camus
meet an
red.
alcoholic at some point?
Oh, I've got that one covered. Oh, you mean
Can I-
another one?
Can Ably help you with anything else today, my friends?
No, I
You have
think that's
already
enough.
proven such wonderful customers.
I think that's everything I want.
The ice pops, incidentally, are delicious. Like very sort of. It's almost like, you take a lick and like some of it sort of breaks off and just melts in your mouth, and it's like you've just bitten into the freshest fruit. You are they all have a bunch of different flavors. There's blueberry, melon, orange, a whole bunch of different flavors, and they're all fresh and refreshing and delicious.
Do you make them yourself?
That I do. I am a man of many talents, you see.
They're delicious.
Do you have any other shops? Like, say, Peakstock or something?
Peakstock?
Yes. Close at home.
I do confess that when I visit Damar, I tend to base myself out of Duskharbor, but Peakstock, well, the Cloudburst is coming up, I suppose.
Thank you. Sell these outside the games. Make a fortune.
Yeah.
I am going to have to put up production. You, my friend, well, if I see you again and I make profit from this, I will be sure to thank you again.
Pleasure.
What was your name, friend?
My name is Drakensian.
Drake.
Drake to me friend stuff.
Drake it is. Abli.
Pleasure.
Well,
Absolute pleasure.
my friends, I hope to see you again very soon, if you indeed. Peakstock, you say?
Yes.
Well, I do love to see the world and new places. So, I hope to see you again.
Yes. And you. Right, but we should probably be going. Right.
Yes, we have a train to catch.
Yeah, but
You've got nice cold lollies now.
Yeah, no, sorry, mate, but we do have to get going. So, no problem. Have a good day, and I hope you see you again. Remember where you got it. Abli's wondrous goods.
Love
That's
it.
what it says on the side.
It's
Wondrous wonders.
It does, yes, it says wondrous.
You made a mistake sending it to the printer and it was too expensive.
Well, they are quite wondrous.
It's like BoJack Horseman. Hollywood, but not Hollywood, but without the D. Blah blah blah.
Just put happy birthday, the nice one.
Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. But yes, so he's as you sort of walk away, he's sort of waving goodbye, safe travels. Hello, my friend. What can I do for you today? And just his exuberance knows no bounds.
For as long as she possibly can, Esther wants to listen out to see if she's trying to sell them another bottle of Camos Red.
Make a perception check.
Like lingering awkwardly to attempt to do this. 13.
13. As you walk away, you just stare. Hello, my friend. Hello. What can I get for you, my fine dwarven miss today? Perhaps some of these, and that's all you hear.
To the train.
So you make your way, licking your lollies.
You're welcome.
And Shana comes up to you and taps you on the shoulder. I mean, she is taller than you, but not too much. But she taps you on the shoulder and
Yes.
looks you in the eye and goes, "Thank you," and then just walks away.
You're very welcome.
Berden just looks into. Yeah, no, thanks for these. I've never seen that guy before.
Always nice to make new friends.
Yeah, true. Anyway, and so you continue walking back down towards the worm runner. You make your way through the market. You make your way down the road, down the main thoroughfare between all the different sancts of Andukhold. Go back into the one you came out of previously. Go through the guarded doors. Back down the lift. The doors open up. And you walk once again into the familiar, very open, echoic cavern where the worm runner runs. It is a bit warmer. You're still fine.
Or rather, probably.
Yeah, you're still fine for now, but you are again as sort of you walk and get close towards the very warm vessel. You do feel a bit of dread. And you can see there are several more workers loading things onto the worm runner. You see that there are a great deal many more things loaded on top of the many more crates loaded on top of the worm runner today. Whereas before it took up maybe a quarter, if that, of the roof. these are now stacked like 2, in some cases even 3 high, taking up a good half of the roof of the thing. And Berden walks forward and is looking out for you and goes, "Oh gods!" And you see flanked by talking to another couple of other dwarven individuals. You see the finely dressed individual you saw before that encountered Berden before. This whose name you gathered was Girrion.
I swear to God, if he's stolen our ride, I'm not going to be happy.
Well, I think we'll just have to be happy sharing with him. Is my concern.
And
I shared my ice lolly.
Berden.
I got you 2.
And I got a free one.
You got 3.
Yeah, true. And Berden just looks at, sort of looks over and goes, right, we're probably going to be a few minutes while everything finishes up. I am going to get as far away from that bastard as I can. See you in a bit. And he just, he and Jana walk off to, you can see Plazo, the engineer, the fire genasi engineer, inspecting the side of the craft, and they go off to yeah.
Right, we're going to have to share with that guy. I'm going to go in and claim my bunk now.
Yeah, just nah.
Does anyone feel like playing pranks?
Maybe.
As you say this, you can see that Girrion, flanked by this
Advantage.
flanked by this very heavy set dwarven man with a very very thick blonde beard, is coming over towards you. And
Stare at him dead in the eyes.
Girrion comes up to you, a far too wide smile on his face, and he goes, good morning to all, good morning. How are you?
Fine.
Yes, quite well, thank you.
Good.
Are you going to attempt to poach our services?
I beg your pardon?
Or perhaps just the last basilisks that were left. Maybe.
Did you put your creatures on the roof?
Yes.
Where? Okay, good.
Very good.
Yes. Can I check in? Is he going to attempt to poach our services?
Sure, make an insight check.
What's wrong today?
This is like a public thing.
11.
Can anyone just buy it?
No, I think you have to be quite well off.
Yeah, that's the impression you get. Like, most of the individuals you've seen, obviously, the entrance to this place is very well guarded. Multiple sets of doors, all with double guards on them. The only other individuals you've seen who haven't been seen, like, working on this thing have been this guy and his entourage. The only other sort of, civilians, so to speak.
But there were spot bunks when we went on it before, weren't there? So.
Yeah.
The front door.
There's definitely a door, but it might be the
I
next
don't think it was ours. You'd hear it louder.
Anyway. Sorry, Esther, what did you get for insight?
11.
11. This guy is hard to read. You all get the sort of instant impression of dislike, but hard to tell.
What, that he dislikes us or that we dislike him?
That you dislike him.
Good.
But he just sort of looks at you and goes, "Poach your services." No. I have no intention of doing that. I am quite well protected, I assure you. He just, gestures to the individual standing behind him. You can see his hat he's like, not drawn, but at his side he has a very large morning star. And he goes, no, nothing like that. I simply wish to seize the individuals whom Berden is associating with. That is all.
You seen us then?
Yes, you have.
Yeah, we're part of the Golden Sails. We stick by our people.
The Golden Sails. I am not familiar.
Must not have been around Damer then that much.
Oh, you come from... right, yes, that would make more sense. Yes. No, I simply wish to, and also see who we will be travelling with. It will be quite a vital Brandishold over a day, so, we shall see.
Well, I'd run the Orient Express.
Almost certainly.
And
I say out loud.
you are a strange little man.
It's
Big
been said.
tall and little.
I mean,
What race is that guy?
he's a dwarf.
Still tall.
I do have fun questions that I wanted to ask. And please, as I say, I'm not attempting to poach your services. I do not know where you would get that impression, but has Berden treated you well? Are you happy working for him?
Do you have any spare crates?
Of gold.
That does not answer my question.
I think that they were asking theirs first.
I see.
We're taking lessons in being assertive. I am.
I see. Well, I do not have any spare crates, but gold, well, as I say, I do not wish to poach services, but perhaps for future arrangements.
In answer to your question then, since we seem to be satisfied with our survey, yes, we've got, we're fine. Berden's done nothing but right by us.
Yeah.
Well, good.
Why do you ask?
You have to understand. And he drops his dice. He sort of just, draws himself up a bit more. I am a very successful businessman. I have been running my business for many years, and I do it very well. When people need beasts, or other services, or other items, they come to me. This is known. I am known throughout Andukhold and all 7 of the clans of the demanding clanship as a man who locates such things. And now, Berden, for the past few years, he has been offering his services, which I'm sure are perfectly adequate, but you can see, I don't know how much he has told you, but he's not doing well. It is
I wonder why.
It is nothing to be ashamed of. It is, simply the way of business. Small businesses cannot compete against the large ones, and I do not wish to see him suffer. I say this to you in the understanding that you all seem to get on well. Just, ask him if he really thinks that this sort of business is for him.
Oh, I get it. You're scared of a little competition. You've had to run of things, and now Berden's coming in.
Scared? No, my halfling friend, not scared.
Oh, that'd be why you poached his order then, because if you were not scared, then you'd surely get your own damn stuff, wouldn't you?
Again,
Never mind, I probably got the wrong end of the stick. It's been a pleasure talking to you, and I go off and go onto the stick.
I simply want everyone to be happy. I don't wish to see Berden drive himself into the ground, and I do not wish to have such competition. It is win-win for all.
How do you feel about the pranks now?
Oh, he's so getting pranked.
Good day. 12 blessings.
11 blessings.
The earth rumbles.
The gods try and figure out which one. It's like,
Well.
They're on the celestial plane.
Oh no.
You left out the
So
long
just
death.
obviously that doesn't happen. But fun fact, I rolled a d12, I rolled a 10. The god associated with 10 is Gavan.
Oh no.
Anyway. So yes, anyway. Time passes, about 10-15 minutes or so. And Captain Milan eventually stands on top of the worm runner and says, "Right, good morning, everyone. Everyone aboard. We're about to commence the journey to Andukhold."
10-15 minutes there.
Yes.
Cool. So we come in, and if I recall, it's like the galley kitchen area. There's a corridor with bunk rooms on either side. And then there's
inside the worm runner.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes.
And then there's the engine room, and there's the cockpit, right?
Yes.
And there was like 10 rooms?
many is there in there?
Was it only
No, I think it is. No, it is 10 rooms. It's 10 rooms.
But then all
Yeah,
bunks,
it's-
so a couple of them were closed. weren't
No, so it's 10 rooms, i.e. bunks, hammocks essentially. 10 hammocks, 3 storage rooms, and a bathroom or
Cool.
toilet.
So, in the 10 to 15 minutes, I suggest to these guys that in terms of pranks, we claim each of our rooms, and then I'd like to loosen the drawstrings and all the hammocks in the other rooms.
So, okay, I will say is that you're not allowed onto the vessel before
rude.
this happens.
Damn.
Roll initiative.
But if you wish to get on board first, so to speak,
Yeah, definitely.
make a general dexterity check for me.
Certainly
If we've discussed this beforehand, I'd like to do the same.
Yes.
So we can work double time.
Then, yeah, sure. Everyone who wants to make a dexterity check.
11.
My exhaustion disadvantage.
11.
Yes.
18.
18.
Damerus gets trapped in a hammock.
The Devon falls asleep in hammock.
Just straight dexterity.
Yes.
9.
9, 11, 11,
18.
18. Cool.
Being really mischievous.
So the two, like, so Drake, you're like, okay, let's do this. But then you, obviously being, amongst the shorter members of the traveling party,
Well, there's only... Because there's 5 of us. Then there's Berden. And then there's
Shana.
Shana. So there's only 3 bunks that realistically could be for things. So
Yes.
there's 5 of us going for 3 bunks. So presumably we'd pair up.
So, in fact, fuck it, let's just, yeah, no, okay, so, yeah, fuck it, I will, they don't roll very well, so, the 2 of you were able to get on board first, and then the 2 halflings, and then I will say, Damerus, you're more towards the back. Yeah.
I'm not fully full-hearted in the mischievous mood.
That's
Even though
fair.
I feel like death.
So, yes, indeed, so, I will say, and you just want to loosen the...
Yeah. It's a hammock.
Make-
I want it to be loose.
Those of you who wish to do this, make a stealth check.
Again, really?
13.
13,
11.
11,
11.
16.
16, 13, 11, and 11. Okay.
11 is like the prank number now. Most common roll for pranks.
Okay.
Roll for pranks.
Make a prank check. So you Vela, as you get on board first, before anyone else, you're able to you immediately go towards you claim one of the bunks, and then in the room sort of next to you, you're able to just slightly loosen one of them. In fact, actually, yeah, no. Given the order in which, so I will say, so you're all able to loosen your bunks, but Berden does in climbing down the ladder, sort of looks at the 4 of you. Not my problem, and sorry, I'm just. In fact, actually, he sort of is like, not my problem, and as he walks past you, Drake, it's like, says, you left 1 knot, right? Good. And then he just sort of points to the one next to you and goes, right, yeah, and then he walks in, claims that bunk. So time passes. The Worm Runner does eventually get underway. Yes, the heat does start building up. I will say a few. I assume you. Where are you? Are you sort of all hanging out in sort of the?
The same thing I did last time. If it's hot, I take off my armor, I put my bow and everything in one of my rooms, and I start playing cards in the galley.
Cool.
Esther starts fanning you with her shield.
Okay. Can I have everyone make a Constitution saving throw, please?
No.
I don't have disadvantage on saving throws.
Correct.
Yet, do
Give it
I? I
time.
say yet because I might fail this.
Well, no. The second one is speed is hard, I believe.
Oh yes.
I think third you get disadvantage on saving throws.
Is this to do with dealing with the heat?
I forget. Yes, you're fine. Yes, you have fire resistance. You're fine.
Yes.
So
8.
15.
16.
14, okay. This time, you're all fine, with the exception of Mr. Halfling over there. And even without your armor, unfortunately, an 8 is not quite enough. You suffer a level of exhaustion.
Seems about right.
And
Pranking is exhausting work.
it is exhausting work. Over the course of and then, like, I will say a few minutes into the journey, you do hear a couple of ow.
Fucking got him.
And you all sort of just, like, everyone just sort of who's in the room in the common room just sniggers to themselves. Oh dear. Anyway,
we're heroes.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
No.
That should definitely be the title of the episode, though.
Basilisks and pranks. And ice cream. Oh my. So you the journey continues much in the similar manner. There is, you again feel that very strong sort of vibrations that you felt last time. Damerus, obviously, having a slightly greater understanding of how this vessel works.
I'm still, I'd probably spend some time just going through and just getting almost too close to the crystals and stuff, and maybe being told off by the engineer.
Like Plazo does see you and goes, no, Damerus, trust me, even for us, no. Very bad idea.
Okay, yes.
That will burn you.
No, I have no idea how this works. It's quite fascinating. But yes, it's alright.
So, about 8 hours passes.
Do we take a long rest in that time? I guess we've just woken up.
I was going to say, you've already spent the night sleeping, so no.
That looks familiar.
So unless there is anything in particular.
Cabin fever, basically. I've got it this time.
Unless there is anything in particular you wish to do. Okay. So about 8 hours go by. Berden, like Shana Berden occasionally comes out to talk to you, but he often just keeps to his room. Shana keeps to her bunk. Girrion and his other two escorts, they just keep to themselves the entire time. Just like shut in their rooms.
Can I speak to Shana?
Sure. You go up, knock on her door, and there's a brief pause, and then, yes.
Shana, do you have anything really slippery? Or strongly coloured that might stain? Or itchy? Or sticky?
She sort of opens the door up a crack and like notices you, and then is, I might. Why do you want it?
For noble reasons.
Make a deception check.
What?
That's so close.
Not a-
20.
Not a born liar. 3.
She just
For noble reasons.
wait, no. Then to the Duff Brewery. Uh-oh, did I say that or think it? You sort of like, you just sort of are saying this in like, for noble reasons. Big grin on your face, and Shana is like, I'm sorry, I'm not really comfortable giving.
Okay, you got
stuff.
me. It's for pranks. It's because Girrion is not being very nice to Berden, and we should prank him. How many months has Girrion been making life difficult for Berden? Come on.
Make a persuasion check.
Is that cocked?
That's cocked.
8.
8. You're sort of saying, and like you can sort of, like for a second, like you see sort of like, her eyes sort of light up, and then she's like, no, sorry, I've got some work to do. Bye, and then shuts the door.
Wanders back to the others.
Esther. Yeah, we could make animals with my hat. Remember?
Or failing that,
I
I've got a lot of
forgot
urine.
about
Could I go to
Failing that, I've
Sean's
got a
room?
lot of urine.
That's knocking the door.
I make my own foul-smelling liquid.
You do have a lot of urine. I've seen it.
So, Drake goes to Sean's room, knocks on the door. Incidentally, I will say just before this is that if you haven't had your wondrous ice delights, they have now melted.
I've definitely already had them before we even got on.
Yeah.
I would have assumed you would have all had them, but just so you know.
Yeah.
Because it's both slippery and sticky, so.
Oh,
I'm
that
going
was
to serve one. Just put it in his hammock.
So you knock on Sean, and she's like, "Yes," and she again opens the door a crack.
Hey, Shala. Strange question. Do you have anything to help me sleep?
Oh, Jesus. I can help you.
Well, your grandfather? She's sort of like she's doing that thing of looking past you and like, your grandfather?
What, I know he's very boring, but he's not going to put me to sleep.
Oh no, but he is your grandfather.
The old man, yeah.
Oh well, he actually asked for something like that last night. I didn't have
Did he now?
I didn't have anything, so I do have this. And she sort of like turns back into her room and pulls out a very small little phial of sort of like sky blue liquid. She goes, this will help you sleep. Why? And she sort of why do you need it?
Because I'm very tired, and the humming is getting. I need some sleep. I can't deal with the damn crystals, Sean.
Drake's on the map again.
You are exhausted, so
Yeah.
make a persuasion check with disadvantage.
Classic.
She that would very much persuaded that he is exhausted though.
It's not necessarily a high DC, but it is
12.
12. She goes, okay. And she just takes it out and goes, now, I don't have any more of those, so just the one.
That's fine. Just got a bit of a headache.
Just drink it and you should start feeling drowsy quite quickly.
Right, thanks very much. If you need anything, I'll be in here.
Bye. Thank you.
We can use it for pranks, right?
I turn around, you're standing there. What are you doing there?
You got
She
something.
knocked it up because I asked yesterday, or was she just lying to her?
You didn't buy her an ice lolly.
I did take that into account.
I'll ask her about it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, you can't really make a retroactive insight check.
Were you actually there while I was doing this? I thought I was on my own. Yeah, because I go straight to my room at this point.
Okay, and
Because it's not for pranks, it's for not being exhausted.
you just
Yeah, I swing it, go into the hammock.
okay.
I shut my door. If there's a lock, I lock it, but if there isn't, that's fine.
Yeah. When in the journey do you do this?
It depends. I mean, obviously it's quite early, but on the other hand, if I've got a headache, actually, I guess I'd probably give it an hour or so, and then at that point go, this is not going away. I need something.
Okay.
So then go to Shauna and just say, look, this is like that.
Okay, good to know. So you go to your hammock down it, and it's like, not particularly pleasant, but it's like, oh yeah, oh that's very, and you are like practically instantly put to sleep. Like there is only like one tiny dose in there. So
I absolutely do.
Yeah.
I know the fairies well. I was very straight. I'm exhausted.
Yeah.
Can't deal with the crystals. Kelp.
Okay, so
Have fun for the next 8 hours, guys.
so
I'm good.
We will.
about sort of 8 hours into this journey, so you're still asleep, right?
Yeah, I've got another hour or so.
Yeah. There is you're sort of all just sort of talking and mulling about as best you can, and then there is a sudden and you're all you are all sort of like thrown off your feet, and you sort of like are able to catch yourselves.
I swing merrily in my
You are out.
Do any of that?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I'm just swinging merrily. I'm fine.
Yet, just suddenly
So you
He's just tied it back up.
So you do I will say you do hear a couple of ow! God damn it! But the worm runner comes to a screeching and fairly sudden stop. You'll sort of look around, and then you can hear talking coming from the other end of the vessel. And
I start making my way towards where they drive from.
Yeah,
Sure.
I'm gonna follow.
okay, you start. You sort of like get most of the way towards the engine room, and then the door opens, and you can see Plazo is standing there on the main upper deck of the like going around examining the crystal, and he you see him walk. He walks towards the door, opens the door, and goes Milan the what? And you can all see at this point, because there are sort of headlights on the front of this thing, so to speak, and the way forward you can see out of the main glass windscreen, so to speak, of the worm runner, and the tunnel is blocked. There has been apparently some sort of cave-in that has been massively concealing covering the obstructing the front of the track going forward. And but what happened? And Milan goes, I don't know. It just I've been driving the. And she turns around and sees you and goes, I am so sorry about this. I've seen this happen maybe once before, and that was years ago. These things are very well... Oh, God. Right. And she just starts, fiddling with a few of the buttons and levers and dials on the thing, and goes, excuse me, and starts walking out back
Careful.
towards...
There may be an ambush. I'd like to prepare my staff.
Okay.
Are there any carts queuing up?
Yeah. Exactly.
Make a perception check.
It's like 3 worm runners behind you.
Now I roll well. Now I roll to see carts, and I roll well. 18.
18. You see all 0 carts. You see 18, you said.
Actually, I made a mistake. 20.
20. Okay.
You actually see the secret cut.
Not the secret carts, but Ester, make a nature check for me, please.
Hot digging it down. A runs.
13.
13. With your combination of that and your perception, you're looking at you're still sort of inside the worm runner, looking out into the tunnel. The way the earth has fallen, and that, it's sort of, the worm runner is pretty tall. The worm runner is like 15, 20 feet tall, and it's block, and you're sort of on the upper part of it, and the blockage reaches mostly to the ceiling. But you're looking there, and that earth and stone, it looks too specifically placed.
Placed, as in picked up and put down.
As in, it doesn't. Something about your sort of your instincts are flaring up. That's not a natural cave-in.
So it looks kind of too localized, maybe. Like if it was a cave-in, there'd be big ass cracks, but it's.
Yeah, that's part of it. Yeah, you can.
Sorry.
Big ass cracks.
I like big ass cracks down.
So, and you sort of notice this, and yeah, it's that something's off about this.
Who's with us?
So it's the 4 of you. Plazo is in the room. and Milan has just walked off back down towards the other end of the vessel.
I did shout at her to be careful.
Yeah.
because of-
Oh yeah, no, yeah, and she said, "Don't worry, I'll be fine."
I agree, it's sabotage.
Alright, I'm coming with you.
Okay, so anyone else following?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are out. So you all climb up onto the roof of the
No
one.
sign of what's his name?
Girrion.
Girrion.
Girrion, you haven't seen this whole time. You presume he's still in his room. So you walk up, you climb up the ladder onto the roof, and like the crates are in the way, and Shana and Berden are now sort of climbing up, and Shana is like walking over to the crates, getting some stuff out of her, sort of Pangin sort of seems to be dealing with the creatures, and Berden is she walks off and does that, and Berden's like, "What's going on?" And Milan is sort of climbing down sort of the side ladder to go towards the front of the vessel.
Staying as close to Milan as possible.
Okay. Fine.
Do we know where Girrion's crates are on the vessel?
I would say.
So they're all kind of like generic crates. Like we know which ones are ours because we put them there, but we can't tell.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay.
It appears that there are also some crates that do not belong to anyone on the Worm Runner. They're just being transported on it. So you sort of walk up towards the front, towards this blockade. Do you all climb down, or do you something?
Yeah, climb down.
Yeah.
Cool. So you all sort of walk up towards the front.
I'm very cautious. I'm looking ahead.
Ditto.
No, there is light here down here because of the crystalline light from the front. So everyone make perception checks, please.
19.
14.
Also 14.
Ooh.
Yeah, but I have disadvantage, so that's what
Oh.
we're going with.
I thought it was that dice with the 19 on. But
Yeah,
no,
it's the one with the 2.
No.
At least it balances out.
Yes, so 7.
7. Okay. So you're all walking forward, and you're all sort of moving forward with caution. Your backs are up. Something is not right here. Your footsteps echoing throughout the long, long tunnel. You're looking around, and you sort of come to the front of this, and it's just a massive amount of earth and stone. And Milan's like, "I think we could probably move this eventually, but this is going to take... Oh, God, I don't... like... Why did this happen? This has never... Well, once, but that was years ago. I just don't... And then a chill herb runs down your spine.
Okay.
You specifically hear something, and you're like looking around, and then you look up. You hear a rumbling sound, and then all of a sudden, the earth, the ceiling around on top of you begins. The earth begins to fall on top of all of your heads. Can I have everyone make dexterity saving throws, please?
Oh no.
Yes, I will have a glass of the Clamus Red. That's lovely. Thank you.
Go to sleep.
Exactly.
I'm
having a great
as
dream.
well.
Oh.
Nice.
It's a dex saving throw.
Yep. Milan and
Dex,
Berden are able
dex,
to
dex.
both leap out of the way of this falling stone.
Modded 20.
Modded 20.
Yeah.
Okay.
Now.
So everyone but Esther, you are able to dodge out of the way of this falling rock. Esther, just
Can we
like
help Ester with our natural 20s? Can we pull her out the way?
with double 20s, I will say yes.
Yeah.
Is it like one hand each parent?
Yeah.
1, 2,
Yoink
3.
her out, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. Surprisingly, the halfling is also able to pull out of the way, but pull Ester out of the way. So, but you're all able to, as this soil and rock just starts falling on top of your heads, you all look up, and you can see multiple holes all throughout the ceiling of this tunnel. You see these creatures with their mouths wide open, sort of lamprey-like teeth, a very sort of these pinkish purpley in colour. They appear to be what look like worms.
Snakes.
Sick
And
tired.
on each of these long
Motherfucking
cylindrical creatures, there sits a dwarf dressed in hide and leathers, their hands glowing up above you.
Get down from there.
And that is where we will end today's adventure.
Next time on MaudeWorld.
In my dreams, I'm a hero.